Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first round of the Reigel Promotions Esports Pavement Ignition Series. We're here live at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park for the Nutmeg 100. This is a new idea that we had to try to buffer up our numbers in the our NASCAR events. With the 3,000 I-rating caps, sort of just like our 305 series that we saw throughout the spring. We have 13 cars signed in. The only car, actually we have 14 cars signed in now. Of course, Jimbo Rooney is fashionably late as always. And Tim Henderson is the only other car that has not made a time. But tonight we will have 2 heat races. Heat races will have a 4-car invert. So the fastest qualifier will start 4th in each heat race. And it'll be 15 laps of distance with caution laps counting. And of course, we have our 100-lap main event after that. Also does look like Tim Henderson has made his way onto the speedway as well. As Jimbo Rooney does quite a bit off the pace, but to be fair, I know this might be his second ever late model stock event, because I know the last time we raced them back in January, he did not even own the car. Goes a little bit faster there on his second lap. Now we'll go see what Tim Henderson's got going on. He a little bit off the pace there, but the last time we were in competition with the pavement division, Tim Henderson was a victory lane during the Dickinson Challenge. You know, honestly, maybe Tim just thinks like the invert is like 8 or something, and he thinks he's going to be on the pole. I mean, maybe that's what he's going for. You can never count out the Rizzler, though. That should just about do it for qualifying, as I believe everyone has put in their 2 laps. So let's go ahead and advance the session so we can keep this show moving along. This season, though, we'll have a $40 going to the champion or a championship trophy. Really is up to them. And then top 5 will get at least $10 as well. And Tim is timed in. He has brake issues. That is what he is going with there. As now, get your starting lineup for heat race number 1, which is brought to you by Right Rear Racing. On the pole will be car number 178 of Peyton Craig from the great state of Illinois. And going alongside will be Jordan Navarro from Sacramento, California. And going for third, Amos Agar, and car 60. He's from Oregon, Wisconsin. And then your fast qualifier tonight, Jeff Bergener in car 21. Then Tyler Benning will go from 5th in car 20 from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And then going 6th, and he sits 4th right now in the Pavement Elite Series point standings from Huntsville, Alabama, William Owens. Then rounding out the field, your current 305 Sprint Car Series point leader, Jimbo Rooney in car 17. So a lot of new faces this in this series that we have not seen with Regal Promotions Esports in the past. Obviously, we have a few familiar faces. A lot of them are in the next heat race, though. But Jordan Navarro and Jimbo Rooney run with us quite a bit. As just like we said, this heat race is brought to you by Right Rear Racing, and everyone will qualify out of this one. 15 laps of distance, and all laps will count whether they're under a yellow or a green flag. We go into the start zone, and Peyton Craig will lead the field to the green flag. Navarro trying to hold around the outside, and he will. He will nose ahead down the back straightaway. As we see at 21, your fast qualifier gets sideways off the backstretch. iRacing does not want to throw the yellow, so we'll keep it green. But Jordan Navarro leads out front over Peyton Craig. I'll tell you what, Peyton Craig was adamant to have the car 78 on his race car, as that is the scheme that he races in real life. So I allowed him to be 178 because Jake Roy, who's in our next heat race, already had 78 before him. Go back here, see what we got going from 3rd through 5th. Jimbo Rooney, because of that little skirmish in the mid-pack early on, is going from 7th to 4th. And the final driver to sign up for this series before tonight, Tyler Benning, in a prime number 20 car. Jeff Bergener just ran the fastest lap. Oh, and he'll catch a break here. It looks like we have a yellow. Looks like maybe they were actually the yellow flag, perhaps. At least it says they were. I'm not 100% sure what the heck caution flag is for, because yeah, not 100% sure. Because it says it was on him and maybe Amos, but obviously definitely was not. Okay, so Ty Dickinson says that the yellow was for William Owens and Jimbo Rooney. Well, we'll have to see here, because my graphic system did not want to tell me that. I can tell you that. Okay, so it looks like the 17 just goes in there, gets entered a little bit too much, it gets into the back of the 30. But since that one was pretty straightforward, we will get the EOL to Jimbo Rooney. So that way, as he can pretty much serve it now, or he can serve it next week. So, sort of up to him. But obviously, it was not intentional or anything, just got it a little bit too hot. So we see it happening a lot with our sprint car drivers. But Jordan Navarro has looked good so far. Started in P2, and he has led them all. Over halfway now, halfway down in this one. As Navarro slides right in front of Craig, and he will once again lead him out of turn 2. You see, Bergener and Amos are working their way up through the field after that lap 1 incident. Five laps to go in this one now. See, Bergener is trying to work a little bit of a diamond line there in 1 and 2, trying to get by the 20 of Benning. Oh, Benning gets into the wall there out of 4, and that'll allow the 21 to get by. Makes it a pretty easy move for him. Move up to the 5th spot. Now it looks like about the closest battle on the speedway is your battle here for 3rd between William Owens and Amos. Just 2 laps to go for car number 96. See, I looked at the car the whole time, didn't even really realize it, but it says "Happy Birthday Ty" on the paint scheme. As of course, it was Ty Dickinson's birthday yesterday. As Jordan Navarro will take the checker flag in Reigel Racing Heat Race number 1. You see Amos and Owens there. They got very close for that 3rd spot, but Owens was still able to hold on and finish 3rd. So we got a full rundown here of Reigel Racing Heat Race number 1. Jordan Navarro takes the win. Peyton Craig finishes 2nd. 3rd, William Owens. 4th, Amos Odegaard. 5th would be Jeff Bergener. 6th, Tyler Benning. And 7th, Jimbo Rooney. As speak of the devil, Ty Dickinson will be on pole here of Heat Race number 2, which is presented by 𝐏𝐶 Cinematography. Except starting on pole from Glendale, Iowa, and car number 67 will be Ty Dickinson. And going from 2nd in car 77 from Raleigh, North Carolina, driving for Rat Bastards Racing, Sean Smith. Then going for 3rd in car number 92 from Oregon, Wisconsin is Chad McLeod. And 4th, 55 of Scott Negus from West Chechachook, Nova Scotia, Canada. I think I got at least somewhat close on that one. Then from Lavaca, Arkansas, the legend, Robert Puckett. Then going from 6th, the 78 from New Hampton, New Hampshire, Jake Roya. And then lining up in 7th from Syracuse, New York, the Rizzler, Tim Henderson. Same deal, will be 15 laps of distance. Everyone will transfer on to tonight's 100-lap main event. Right after this, we will have our 5-minute Night Owl Racing League warm-up session. That screen flag is out. Sean Smith, once again, that outside lane, was able to get a good jump on the initial start. And he will go power move around the outside. And 55 will also go along right with him into 2nd place. So Ty Dickinson early on, right back to 3rd. Tell you what, that is a pretty nifty machine there. That 92/93 of a McLeod there. As the Rizzler, he is pedaling hard on the top side. Momentarily there, got into the 78. He has now cleared Jake Roya. He will set his sights on the 130 of Robert Puckett. Meanwhile, up front, Scott Nickus has caught your race leader, Sean Smith. They will go side by side through 1 and 2. Smith with the momentum will clear him on the top side. Don't look now. Ty Dickinson and Chad McLeod, they're getting themselves into the battle. Maybe a 4-car battle here for the lead momentarily. Oh, as Sean Smith there blinks out for a second, but Scott Nickus once again, he was about a 10th faster on that last lap. As Dickinson looks to the inside of the 55 there out of 4. As you can see, the middle lane is pretty much the preferred line around Thompson. With the amount of banking they have. The bottom is almost like, I want to say nearly like New Hampshire, where it like flattens off. Back in your pack. Still, Jake Roya runs 7th, 6th. Tim Henderson 5th is Robert Puckett. And you have your 4 cars running nearly nose to tail for your race lead. Now Nickus, he tries to go a lane higher than everyone else. Does get the run. He will now shoot to the inside, see if he can get anything going. He may be able, but Smith once again had the momentum as they almost make contact. That may have been netcode. Good race for the lead here in heat race number 2 by Casey Simon Cinematography. As now you can see, even Robert Puckett and Tim Henderson now are nearly about at this battle. We may have the whole field single file in the line pretty much by the end of this race. Sean Smith has just been able to hold off all charges to this point. We'll have 3 laps to go when we get to the line next time. '55 continues to try to run up as he gets in the wall there, as I say that. Continues to try to go higher and higher, as I felt like that was his best shot when he was able to get the run to go to the inside there in 3 and 4. It's very tough to make a pass here at the moment. So we'll get a white flag here out of 4. Just 1 lap to go for your race leader, Sean Smith, as Scott Nickus now looks to the inside in 1 and 2. Was not able to make it work though. Does that open the door now for the 67 of Ty Dickinson? He is not able to do it. It's going to be close between him and the 93. McLeod barely beats him to the line, I believe. So we have fireworks here at the line. Ty Dickinson goes head on to the inside wall, but Final results of Casey Simon's cinematography heat race number 2. Sean Smith holds on there, leads all 15 laps to win the heat race. Scott Niggis finished the second. Third, Chad McLeod. Fourth, Ty Dickinson. Fifth, Robert Puckett. Sixth, Jake Roya. And seventh, Tim Henderson. Again, we have our quick 5-minute Night Owl Racing League warm-up session. Then we'll head into our 100-lap main event for the evening. We'll go over a couple sponsors here that we not yet get to mention. Drivers meeting tonight was brought to you by Box. Qualifying was presented by TJ Visuals earlier in the night. We did not have a heat race number 3 tonight, but that would have been sponsored by Twisted Speed. B-Main, once again, we did not have one of those, but that's sponsored by 618 Engraving and Design. And they also sponsor our fastest lap and every single caution flag throughout the year. Green Flag is presented by Third Party Gaming. Hard Charger is by Twisted Speed. They give out a free setup pack to each event in this series. Pit Road is brought to you by Dirt Series Promotions. The Hard Luck Award is by Premier Racing Setups. They give out a free setup pack to the Hard Luck Award at each event. And then the last lap pass is brought to you by F&D Awareness. It's a $5 bonus if a driver makes a last lap pass in the main event of any race with Regal Promotions Esports. We did have one at the 360 Nationals just about a month ago. And 6th place in points this season will receive a free wrap courtesy of Roya's Graphics. As we talked earlier, top 5 in points will also get point fund money for the series, $40 or a championship trophy to the winner. $25 for second, $15 for third, and then fourth and fifth both get $10. And it's just like practice and qualifying. Jeff Bergener is top of the charts. So we have just about a minute left in this warm-up session before we go on to tonight's main event. Our next race will be this Sunday. It'll be live. It'll be up at 7 p.m. Eastern. This Sunday, it'll be Formula 4 cars at Spa. It'll be free entry. We have about 10 cars signed up right now, and we will not broadcast the race live, but we will have a broadcast replay up about a day later. And then we'll be back live once again with the broadcast next Tuesday night when the Pavement Ignition Series visits the South Boston Speedway for the Old Dominion 125. Start same time. We'll be live about 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And our next Pavement Series event for the NASCAR ARCA cars but the fixed setup will be at Iowa for the summer showcase on Wednesday, September 3rd. That is also free to enter. And then as of now, we're ready for our main event. So starting on the pole from Sacramento, California, in car number 96 will be Jordan Navarro. Then going for second from Raleigh, North Carolina, Sean Smith in car 77. Then the 170 at Peyton Craig will go from third. Fourth, the 55 of Scott Nickus. And then fifth, William Owens from Huntsville, Alabama. And sixth, the 92 of Chad McLeod from Oregon, Wisconsin. Then going from seventh, also from Oregon, Wisconsin, will be Amos Odegaard. And then Grindell, Iowa's Ty Dickinson goes from 8th. 9th is Jeff Bergender from the state of Utah. Then Lavaca, Arkansas's Robert Puckett will go from 10th. 11th, Tyler Benning out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And then going for 12th in car 78 will be Jake Royer from New Hampton, New Hampshire. And going for 13th, both the only two New York drivers in the field will be Jimbo Rooney from Alps, New York, and then 14th, Tim Henderson from Syracuse, New York. That is your 14-car starting field for tonight's 100-lap Nutmeg 100 here at Thompson Speedway. So let us know who your pick is down in the comments below. This is my first time I have ever broadcasted honestly, a pavement event of any kind. So I'm going to do my best for you, though. Here we go. Navarro and Smith will lead him to the green here out of 4. But third time tonight. Top side got the jump there out of turn 1 and 2. Smith may not be able to get the outside lane working there in 1 and 2, though. Navarro following shows the inside can prevail on the restarts. I see your comment down there, Justin Young. So actually, funny thing when I looked up Nutmeg, so that's one of the nicknames of Connecticut. And it's because their merchants back in like the 1700s were like, they told everyone that they had nutmeg, but they didn't. They were just a bunch of liars. But Jordan Navarro is your race leader over Peyton Craig. So pretty much the same 1-2 from heat race number 1, and Sean Smith runs 3rd. 4th is William Owens, and Amos runs in the 5th spot. Fast call for tonight is continuing to try to work his way through the field after getting caught up in an incident there early on in the night. Chad McLeod and Ty Dickinson once again find one another. And Robert Puckett currently is in your 10th place. As you can see, a lot of drivers right now, they're just kind of trying to feel out the race. As 100 laps may not seem like a long time, but it really is. These long races, you kind of got to pick your own spot. Peyton Craig currently does have the fastest lap of the race with the 20.340. He's about 300s faster than your race leader that last lap. You see, Craig is all over Navarro for the race lead. Question is, will he be able to do anything with it, though? We saw it was very difficult to make a pass there in Heat 2. One thing to mention, though, these drivers, the tire set they started this race on is the only set they have available to them. As Craig goes there, they make contact, but it looks like they're both going to keep it going. Craig got on the throttle there, and they both keep it going. No harm, no foul. I was saying that they only have one set of tires, so they had to make that set last 100 laps. As Owens momentarily almost took that third spot, I saw on the ticker. As once again, Smith had a little bit of a train forming behind him. Looks like Owens once again is going to look to the inside here in 3 and 4. Now is going to protect the inside. And he should be, well, I say that. Owens once again catch up to him, but Navarro has, I'd say, gained about a car length of a gap over Craig now in that battle for the race lead. I didn't see it. We got a lot of cars trying things here. We got 60. Oh, as he comes up the racetrack, 55 was there. That'll bring out our first 618 engraving and design caution flag in the main event. I mean, we saw a lot of that live, but we'll try to see if we can get a better camera angle of that one. Because of the racetrack, it looked like maybe he was losing it before he even got the racetrack, but could be wrong on that. So yeah. Not sure that there was too much there for the 55 to be able to do, but nonetheless, 60 car goes around. That brings out our first yellow, and he is going to get the EOL for that one. So I thought so when I saw him on the inside of the track. The 55 is going to the back per Ty Dickinson. Good news for the 55 though, still has a lot of race left in this one. The one good thing about broadcasting pavement racing, I don't have to take the scoring ticker down every single time, since the caution laps are actually counting. iRacing hates the dirt racing when they cross the line. It'll tell you the guy that's in last somehow led a lap. The one thing I am realizing here that they did spell Reigel wrong though on the hood, but no, I'll give it for credit. As they are getting double file back up, So come back to green here. Complete lap 18. So we'll still have 82 laps left in the Nutmeg 100. Green flag is back out. See, Jeff Bergener, big mover there. I believe he restarted in the 6th spot. He is now working on your 3rd place runner of Sean Smith. As my cat, King Cheeseburger the First, has made his his broadcast debut. He has decided he needs to yell into the mic. As Bergener now goes around, and Roy also gets involved. So our second 618 engraving and design caution flag is out. Cautions breed cautions. It looks like the 30 gets into the back of the 21. Was falling really close, and it got into him there. I want to see what happens to William Owens, because it looks like he spins out after the fact as well. Yeah, Chad McLeod then has nowhere to go, and neither does Ty Dickinson. Quite a few cars there involved in that one. Another good thing for these drivers, they do get 1 fast repair. So at least the race is not done. But if something like that happens again, they're just gonna have to deal with it. They're just go down pit road and just hope they don't have to go down a lap. Chad McLeod does now have your fastest lap of the race, though. He ran at 20.301 there just a couple laps ago. Bad part is he will now have to be restarting in the 11th spot. So William Owens really did receive the EOL for that one. As we now reach a quarter of the way through this event. Yep, that's what I thought. We were coming back to it. Be 25 complete, 75 to go now. Tim Henderson now works around the outside. He is up to 3rd after starting in the 14th spot, I believe. You can see his car, he's definitely beat the fenders off of that one. You see that's one of the old Good Wrench Kevin Harvick throwback schemes, it looks like. Jordan Navarro still holding off the 78 of Peyton Gregg. I saw a couple cars there were nearly 3 wide at the back. It has been a tough night for 21 and Jeff Bergener. He obviously has the speed, as he's been fastest in practice, qualifying, and the warm-up session, but he's been involved in, I believe, now 2 different incidents. One in the heat race and now one in the feature. As Navarro is now able to get some breathing room over the 78 car. Tim Henderson's running your 3rd spot. 4th, Sean Smith. 5th is Scott Negus. 6th, Ty Dickinson. 7th is Robert Puckett. And 8th is Jimbo Rooney. And 9th is Chad McLeod. And 10th in the prime car of Tyler Benning. Top 10 are relatively close together, running almost about identical lines. And William Owens running 11th spot. And then you see Jeff Bergender is now about to make the pass, perhaps on the 78 of Jake Roya. And he will on the front stretch. Move Bergender up to the 12th spot. So Roya runs in 13th, and 14th is the 60 of Amos Odegaard. As Navarro has about a half a second gap to your 2nd place runner now. Let's go on board here for a lap with the 21 of Jeff Bergender as he's working his way back up through the field. So it's getting a little bit closer for your race lead now. As you can see, that is your battle for the race lead. As it was about 5 tenths. It was worked almost down to under 3 there while we were watching the 21 car. But both of these drivers have about an 8 to 9 tenth of a gap over your 3rd place runner, Tim Henderson. But Henderson has about a 4 or 5 tenth gap over Sean Smith as well. See, Peyton Craig continues to get closer and closer, about 3 to 4 tenths a lap faster each time around. He has not been able to get by the 96 yet, though. So as I see Robert Puckett get out of shape there at the back of the field, they were almost 3 wide, I believe, coming out of turn 4. See there, Jeff Bergender and William Owens pick off another one on their charges back to the front. Ty Dickinson now runs in the 5th spot, as it looks like he was able to get by the 55 there a few laps ago. As now it looks like Tim Henderson has caught your top 2, as we have a yellow flag is out. Looks like it might have been Robert Puckett. Looks like Robert Puckett either got caught onto the 78 or he drifted down the racetrack there into 78 just a little bit. That's what ended up causing that one. It looks like he just veers down the track in 78. Nothing really 78 can do. Robert Boggs a little lucky. It wasn't like the PlayStation 3 version of NASCAR 08. He definitely would have flipped that one. That I think he would still be flipping if it was that game. But no harm, no foul. 78 should be able to keep going without any damages. And the 130 be able to get their fast repair and come right on back out. I do not believe they'd use it to this point. We are nearing the halfway point in round 1 of the RPES Pavement Ignition Series. Jordan Navarro has led them all. If Jordan Navarro was able to hold on for this one, it would not be his first ever win with our league. He was able to pick up a 305 win earlier this year on April 7th at the Kokomo Speedway, as he currently sits, I believe, in the 3rd spot in that series' point standings. And we spoke earlier about the 81 here at Tim Henderson. He picked up the last pavement event we had, which was a truck series event at Auto Club back on June 25th. Peyton Craig, though, it would be his first ever win, as this is his first ever event with Reigel Promotions Esports. As we get back to it here in the start zone in turn number 4. Oh, Tim Henderson down in the backstretch there. I find it hard to believe that was not a yellow, but looks like we're going to keep it going. iRacing says no yellows for you. As Craig gave it his best shot there out of turn 2, got a huge run down the backstretch. Was not able to make it work on Navarro, though. But tough break for your 3rd place runner, Tim Henderson. Not sure 100% what happened there off the backstretch, but second car we have seen get sideways off of turn 2 there and head into the infield, basically. See, McLeod and Negus are side by side. McLeod has the upper hand here, as he will now clear him into 1 and 2. Anytime you can trap a car down to the inside lane, top side car is more than likely going to prevail. I believe the 55 just let him go in that time, though. Thought better of it. Did not want to lose any more spots. See, he knows he still has halfway left in this one. Jimmeroni having a solid run so far, 13th to 6th. And Jeff Berger now working on him. He's trying to go the hard way around, going around the inside. We have not seen many passes happen when the driver has tried inside, and he will not make it happen there either. Tell you what, though, a beautiful, like, chrome-looking race car that 21 is. See, Dickinson did lose a couple spots there on that last restart. Wonder if he was caught up in that crash with the 81, as he was running in the 5th spot before that yellow came out. Once again, it is getting close up front between Craig and Navarro. It's just been very difficult as he's been trying to get. It seems like his best shots are when he's able to get a huge run out of turn 2, but he has not been able to get close enough to almost try like a dive bomb move in 3 and 4 yet. To at least make it stick. He did get relatively close there, but is he going to be able to hold it through here in 1 and 2 to get close enough in 3 and 4? Patience is the name of the game. Bergner once again is trying to get by Rooney on the insides. Now Rooney is going to get almost stuck behind the 93 there in front of him. Very close corners racing here out of turn 4. I see Rooney's going to wash at the racetrack. So is the 93. Goes on through. 21 is now up to the 5th spot. Out front, same type of deal. As I believe that was Tim Henderson. Yep, Tim Henderson. It's like he may be calling a night or just taking a stroll down pit road the wrong way. As we get, I believe, our 4th yellow of the evening. I think the yellow may have came out for Tim Henderson. I'm honestly kind of shocked it did. Oh, well, he may have had just that much damage. But it wasn't that lap, so he must have gone around a whole other time. Well, or I don't know. My broadcast has been very weird tonight. There he goes. Now he pulls in, and this is when the yellow comes out. So I'm honestly shocked that iRacing would throw a yellow. I'm guessing it's just because he was sort of going backwards down pit road. But nonetheless, caution flag is out for the 81 of Tim Henderson. Tim Henderson was looking good there for a while, but we'll see if he'll be able to make it back out to gain a couple more points before the race is over. We are getting pretty close to crunch time here in the Nutmeg 100. We are nearing on 35 laps to go. Should be about the time that we get back to racing. Jordan Navarro will be able to fire any point they choose between the start zone here in turn 4. Let's come back to it with 36 laps left. Okay, Craig once again gets a pretty good run. They make slight contact, I believe, there. Craig tries to hold around the outside. It's side by side going in turn 3. So we get a yellow flag. Honestly, this might be the best course of action for this one because the way my graphic system works, it is not going to tell me who it was. But I can see who it is now. It was Sean Smith. Was one of the cars involved now, I believe. So he maybe, it looks like he was maybe sideways before that had happened. Looks like him and the 21 come involved. Not sure who else. But Tim Henderson did make his way back out. So good news for him is, iRacing should give him a wave. As currently timing says he is 4 laps down. So he should get at least, he's going to get 1 lap back. So at least only be 3 laps down now. Sean Smith, right 4th, ironically, is tied for 4th in the Pavement Series point standings after 3 events this year. And he's actually tied with none other than the 30 of William Owens, who runs in the 11th spot. Now this time, I believe, when we go back racing, it should be a single file restart, as when we have consecutive yellows, not that we've had any tonight, we do go single file that way, and then in our dirt events, it's always single file with 10 laps to go, or less. Drivers currently in this series are represented by 14 different states and 3 different countries. Not all of them are here tonight, but a few of them that had to miss out tonight, I am sure will be in the field next week when we go to South Boston Speedway. As we come back to it, they almost stack up there on the start, but it looks like everyone's clean and green. See Ty Dickinson going inside. He may lose a spot here to the 93. So that, as we said before, that bottom side is not where you want to be. That was good news for race leader Jordan Navarro there, though, as he was that single file restart really helped him out, as now Rooney is able to make it past the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Dickinson now, I believe, is going to be able to slot into the top side, and he does. Hopefully he can stop the bleeding. Uh, 60 of Amos is once again now looking to the inside of the 67. I mean, easier said than done to get by the 67 now that he's on the outside, though. See William Owens and 78. Looks like Sean Smith may have lost it there on the front stretch or something, as I believe he was running by himself. It's out, we're 3 wide here, going to turn 3. It'll be interested to see how this one works out. Oh, as Tim Henderson loops it there out of 4. That'll bring out another yellow flag. Oh, as we have, I didn't quite see that one as, but yeah, it looks like the 78 came up the racetrack, I believe. And they just kind of made it together. We're sort of in the blind spot, so that's the place where you don't really know they're there. But let's see what actually happened here with the 81. Looks like he came on the racetrack, and I don't think he knew that 77 was on his inside, and he ended up spinning himself out there. It's turning. It went from a good night to a bad night very quickly in this one for the Rizzler of Tim Henderson. the last couple laps, we've had some long green flag runs to begin it, but we've had a couple back-to-back almost cautions here. But we will be, good news for Peyton Craig though, we will be back to a double file restart for this one, as we did get a few laps in there. I think we should be coming back. Lights are still on the pace truck, so I did not think so, but it felt like it was time to go back to it. Well, on board here with Jordan Navarro as he starts alongside second place runner Peyton Craig here on the restart. Peyton Craig was able to get the power move there on the outside. He was finally able to make it around the 96. Now question is Navarro going to be able to get back to him? And Chad McLeod is running third, and Ty Dickinson now in your fourth spot. Amos runs fifth alongside 55 of Scott Negus, and seventh is Jimbo Rooney, and then eighth is Jeff Bergender. As Peyton Craig now looks to pull away. He was almost 2/10 faster than Navarro on that last lap. So Peyton Craig finally makes it by the 96 with just 20 laps to go. Now he's looking good out front. Bergender pulls like a diamond line there and is able to clear the 17 of Jimbo Rooney, move him up to P7. And it's like Chad McLeod now side by side with 96 of Jordan Navarro. Looks like he almost had him there. He almost had him clear. Will he be able to have him here 1 and 2? Get side by side, very close corners here for your second position. Ty Dickinson's going to throw his name into the hat as well. Chad McLeod has now solely taken possession of that second spot. Navarro has now slipped back to third. Dickinson gets sideways there momentarily as the 60, I believe, made slight contact in his left corner. But they all keep it green. As I say that, I believe the 60, if one or two other cars got involved in that one. Not sure if that was our yellow, but that was another incident that had happened just a little bit ago. It appears the yellow flag was for Tim Henderson. Right. Oh, yeah, she went to the pits, maybe. But it looks like that's what happened. The 60 and the 55 got together here on the front stretch. Looks like 60 was just there, and the 55 came up. And 81 comes in and nails them from behind. 81 is like that. Let's just keep it going. Hey, monster trucks over the infield. Now, just gonna be under 10 laps to go now. It's Peyton Craig and Chapping Lloyd have now gotten around the 96. They will set to do battle for the first round of 4 for the Reigel Promotions Esports Pavement Ignition Series. Once again, next week we will be at South Boston Speedway, live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the Old Dominion 125. Then round 3 on Tuesday, August 26th. It'll be the Blue Ridge Twin 75s. We'll have no heat races that night. We will run 2 separate 75 lappers at Hickory Motor Speedway. Then we'll cap off the season on Tuesday, September 2nd with the Music City 100 at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So a lot of good late model stock action over the next couple weeks. As lights are out on the pace truck, we are coming back to it. Hopefully to finish this one. Peyton Craig gets a good jump, so does Jordan Navarro. As he looks to get back by the 93. He does slot back inside. Bergender there. Very sporty. Look to it now. 93 is going to spin it out. Now I'll bring out another 618 engraving and design caution. We'll try to go back and see if we can get a better look at that one. As he just tries so hard to get in there, almost kind of like wheel hops it almost there, and then he loses it once it gets into 96. And then that was pretty much all over once you get that little bit loose, and then the whole rest of the field's coming. It's terrible timing for the 20 to be there, as just nowhere for Benning pretty much just had nowhere to go. Good news is Benning was not able to lose that many spots because of that, but tough break there for, well, you're battling for your second spot there with the 95. Tim Henderson just said in the chat, 0 luck for him. Yeah, you got that right. It was not a good night for the 81 of Tim Henderson. He had a good run there going on early, from 14th to the top 3, but after that, it all went downhill from there. But we have never gotten to 3 green-white checkered attempts in the history of Reigel Promotions Esports, as that's the amount of attempts we allow for all of our events. But if we need them, they are there. So we should be about, pace truck lights look like they are out, so we should be coming back to it here with 3 laps to go. Once again, it just like they ran most of the race, just flipped in reverse. The 78 Peyton Craig, then the 96 of Jordan Navarro. Green flag is out for Peyton Craig. Just 3 more trips around the Thompson Speedway. Navarro will do chase with a single file restart. He was not able to start alongside the 78, so made it just that much tougher. Now last lap though, they were almost identical. Ty Dickinson also right on par with your race leader. He still has to make work of the 96 before he can even think about getting to the 78 though, as the 60 gets into the back of the 67. I believe the white flag was already out though, so iRacing will not throw yellow. So Peyton Craig is out front, clear sailing. As long as he doesn't spin it, he will see the checkered flag first. And he does. Checkered is out for Peyton Craig. He gets his first ever Reigel Promotions Esports win. Second was Jordan Navarro. Third was the 60 of Amos Odigar. And then fourth, Tyler Benning. Looks like fifth was Jake Roya. So chaos ensues there at the end. Here's your full rundown. Peyton Craig picks up the win by almost exactly 0.8 of a second over longtime race leader in that race, Jordan Navarro. As we said, 60 Amos finishes third, fourth Tyler Benning, fifth Jake Roya, sixth Scott Nigas, seventh William Owens, eighth Robert Puckett, ninth Jimbo Rooney, 10th Sean Smith, 11th Ty Dickinson there, some heartbreak there at the end, and 12th Jeff Bergender, 13th Chad McLeod, and 14th Tim Henderson. All 4 of those drivers at the end of the field there, very tough luck throughout the night. As here in just a few moments, we will get a word with your race winner, Peyton Craig, and your second and third place runners as well. Just look like our first place driver of Peyton Craig is in the waiting room, so we'll get a word here with him. Hey Peyton, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You were finally able to get him. You worked all race to get him. I guess walk us through there a little bit of what your thoughts were when you're chasing him down for pretty much the whole race.
Yeah, I knew I was faster than him for most of the part, but I couldn't get around him. So after I tried so many times to get around him, I'm just gonna wait it out and save my tires. So that's what I did. So that one restart when I drove around the outside, and then I just took off from there.
Well, congratulations once again on your first ever win with us. First ever event too.
Yeah.
You definitely can't ask for much better than that. I guess the question I have is, what racetrack are you looking forward to the rest of the season?
I'm looking forward to Hickory because I've never been there.
I actually just bought Hickory out about two months ago, and I love race there. It's a lot of fun.
And watched a lot of full racing races out there.
I actually live about 30 minutes from there, so
Oh, that's great.
well, is there anyone you want to thank for tonight's win before I let you go?
I would like to thank my mom and dad and just everyone that always helps me and everyone that got me the simulator I've been on. And that's it.
Oh, well, thanks for racing, and we'll see you again next week at South Boston.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, next we'll get a word with our second place runner, Jordan Navarro. Hey, Jordan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Well, definitely a tough break there to lead all those laps and then not ended up to get the W, but still, you fought back to get second place. Gotta feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I do. I was trying to take it easy as long as I possibly could throughout that entire race, and Peyton just wasn't making it easy. And then when he got into me and we did that big power slide, I kind of knew that my tires were going to be shot towards the end. So I was trying to baby them as much as I could, but there wasn't much more I could do towards the end to hold on.
It is tough when you're a race leader. Like they always say, it's better to be second than first half the time.
Yep. I agree completely.
Overall, I was happy with how the first race went. I mean, pretty clean racing out there for the most part, and it was very tough to pass. But that's a lot of what this racing is. So
it's true. Yeah, no, it was a pretty clean race. I know some guys got a little chirpy with each other, but I mean that's just racing, and even in asphalts and not on dirt, you're still going to be rubbing against each other and bumping each other. But
yeah,
overall, I think
you're all
it was
fighting for the same real estate on the racetrack. So
exactly. And when this track specifically only has the high up groove, it's kind of hard to make any kind of passes unless you want to try to do a slide job, which usually does not end well on an asphalt track.
No, not this one either, because the way the banking is, it makes it very difficult. Yep. I think next week at South Boston should be quite a bit better. As
I'm excited.
There's at least 2 lanes. We pretty much run side by side around most of the racetrack.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Next week's gonna be fun for sure.
Well, is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank my fiance, my parents, my grandparents, my brother. I want to thank Ty Dickinson, and I'm not gonna say what he wants me to say, but I'll say Bright Brothers Racing, since we were both on Bright Colored Cars, and all those little sweet tea gang that we got going on, and then of course you guys for putting on another fun promotion.
We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week at South Boston.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, I was your second place runner, Jordan Navarro. Now we'll finally get a word with our third place and our final driver on the podium, Amos Odegaard. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, bud?
Good. Well, it was definitely an eventful race for you, I would say the least.
I'll tell you, I was back and forth. Got into. It was just hard to get around. This is my first time here. That's the first time I've ever been here. So.
Yeah, it is a tougher racetrack. I've never personally raced this one in the late model stock. I've done a lot of legend car races.
Oh, okay. Different. A little different. Yeah.
But like I was just talking with Jordan. I mean, next week will be a lot better. I know South Boston is a lot more of a multi-groove racetrack.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We'll be back. Like I know that maybe you had asked Philip to get some of us NSRL guys to come over and run a few laps with you guys, and so we thought, what the heck, and it was fun, a lot of fun. But like I said, I've never been here, and it was tough to get around, and there really wasn't much on the bottom to pass. So
yeah, it's a unique place. I mean, it took Peyton there almost all race to get around Jordan.
Yep.
It really takes a mistake to get around him at this place.
Yeah, really it does. And I know that last lap there, I kind of got into the 67. He was on the binders a little bit hard, I thought, but hey, last lap, you got to stay in it, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure there's a couple incidents I missed throughout the race I'll have to take a look at. But overall, I thought it was a pretty clean race, and like I said, a lot of fun. I've never actually broadcasted one of these things before, so.
Oh, really? This is your first? Okay. So you run the league, right?
Yeah, I do these ones like because it's tough to find broadcasters sometimes, so I just do it myself.
Yeah.
But I've only ever done the dirt stuff though.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice. Dirt's for farming.
Well, I appreciate you taking a chance to come run with us though, and we'll see you guys next week.
You bet. I appreciate the opportunity. We'll be back next week.
Well, that was your third place runner, car 60 of Amos Odegaard. And like I said, next week we'll be at South Boston for round number 2 for the Old Dominion 125. We should have a couple new faces next week. Once again, should be about 2 heat races, and everyone will change just like this week was. Our next event will be this Sunday, though, with the Formula 4 cars. We go road racing for the 3rd time in Reigel Promotions history. This time, it'll be the first ever visit to Spa, though, the famous track in Belgium. Should be a heck of a show. We have 2 races on tap, both 10 laps of distance. It's a custom fixed setup, free to enter. We have about 10 cars entered right now. I myself will be racing, and so will Benjamin Wirt. I will be in the back wrecking, though, and I'm sure Ben will be up in the front finishing on the podium. But that race will not be live broadcasted, though. It will be pretty much tape delayed. It will be probably Monday night we'll have that one up. And then next Tuesday, we will be live with that one, though, for South Boston. We appreciate you tuning in for tonight's racing action. And we'll see you next time here on Reigel Promotions Esports.